In this video, I'm going to show you how to configure an extended numbered ACL. This is the second extended numbered ACL video for the course. But I have a different topology for this lab. So with this topology, I've got actually three subnets. I've got subnet 10, 192.168.10.0/24, and 192.168.11.0, that's subnet 11, and subnet 12, 192.168.12.0/24. They're connected to a switch. Then I've got R1 connected to a data center router. And within the data center, I've got a switch and I've got two servers connected. Both these servers have multiple services running, like FTP, DNS, HTTP, and various other applications. So this extended ACL will deny access from different subnets to the servers. First thing I'm going to do is create an ACL and number it 100. There's going to be multiple statements. These three different subnets, 10, 11, and 12, they're actually assigned to different VLANs. That's common for switch connectivity to an access switch. Subnet 10 is actually assigned to VLAN 10, subnet 11 is assigned to VLAN 11, and subnet 12 is assigned to VLAN 12. Notice them right there based on interface. So the first thing I want to do is deny traffic from subnet 10, 192.168.10.0 to server 1. After that, I want to deny FTP traffic from subnet 11 to server 2. That's just FTP traffic, or FTP access. And the last thing is to deny all traffic from subnet 12 to both server 1 and server 2. And as the last statement, I want to permit all of the traffic that doesn't match any previous statement. I'll also configure this extended ACL on R1, and I'm going to apply it outbound on FA10, since that's the nearest layer 3 interface to the subnets. FA20 doesn't have an IP address. It's actually got sub-interfaces for all three VLANs, and this is inter-VLAN routing. So the nearest one then would be R1 FA10. So before I configure the extended ACL, I want to verify there is access to FTP and HTTP from the three subnets. So we'll start with subnet 10. Server 2 has FTP, and that's 192.168.3.2. The name Cisco and password Cisco. So that's working okay. FTP is okay to subnet 11 as well. And same with subnet 12. Now I'll verify there's access to server 1. That's the web server. 192.168.3.1. And there it is there. That's working okay. This is subnet 11. It has access to server 1 as well. And subnet 12. And subnet 12 can also access server 1. So they can all access server 1 and server 2. Now we'll start with configuring the ACL. So I'll select R1. So first thing I'm going to do is an ACL that denies access from subnet 10 to server 1. That's all traffic. So subnet 10 is VLAN 10. It's the same as denying traffic from VLAN 10 or 192.168.10.0 to server 1. So it's access list 100, deny. I have to use IP here. I can't use TCP or UDP since I'm denying all application traffic. So I have to use IP since that's at a layer 3, and it'll deny everything above layer 3, and that's application traffic. So the source is 192.168.10.0. You also use wildcard masks to do matching with ACLs. This is a /24 subnet. We're all /24. So then I just invert the subnet mask, and I get 0000255. And that's the source. So it's important to know the wildcard masks for the CCNA exam. Reasonably easy to remember, and you can learn them as well through the course, how to do them. Now the destination is going to be a host. Server 1 is 192.168.3.1. 192.168.3.1. And that's all there is. There's no application ports. It's all traffic. The next statement is going to deny FTP traffic from subnet 11 to server 2. And server 2 is 192.168.3.2. Subnet 11, the source, 192.168.11.0/24. So I'm just going to up arrow here. And all I got to do is change that to an 11. This is FTP, so I have to deny TCP. Since FTP is TCP based, I can leave the rest of it as it is. It is /24, so the wildcard mask is okay. Then I change it to 3.2, then EQ FTP. And that's all there is to that. And the last thing I want to do is deny all traffic from subnet 12 to server 1 and server 2. There's two different methods for doing this. I can actually do two statements, one for each server 1 and server 2, and it would just be a deny IP to that destination. Or I could just do a deny IP to any, and any being the destination, so it would include all destinations. And since there's only two here, that would actually work. But it's probably not the best ACL to use, since it'll deny all traffic to any additional server you could add. So it's really not specific enough. So I'm going to do two different statements there. So I'm just going to up arrow here. Change this to a 12 and change this to an IP. So that denies all traffic. So what I could do is access list 100 deny IP. That's deny everything. And the source is 192.168.12.0 and /24 wildcard mask. And I could put any. And that would deny all traffic. That's really not the thing to do. There are some circumstances where you could do that or want to do that, maybe for guest traffic. But do host 192.168.3.1. So that'll deny all traffic from the 12 subnet to that host. And I'll just up arrow and just do the other one, server 2. So that'll work. And the last statement is to permit all traffic that doesn't match up previous statements. We'll just go permit IP any. And that's done. Now I'm going to apply this outbound on R1 FA10. So interface FA10 on R1. IP access group 100. Be out. The ACL is now applied. Copy run to start. Now I'm going to verify the ACL is working correctly. So I'll do show access list. There it is there. They're all numbered in the sequence they were entered. And there they are in the configuration script. I start with subnet 10, that's the top ACL. Subnet 10 is not permitted any access to server 1, 192.168.3.1. So I'll just send a ping to that server 1 and it'll be denied. destination host unreachable. If you can't ping it, you won't have any application traffic either. And just to show that, I just did a browser session over to server 1. It'll time out. And request timeout. What I'll do is send a ping from subnet 10 to server 2, and that should work. That's 192.168.3.2, and 4 replies. So I can connect from subnet 10 to server 2. Now onto subnet 11. Subnet 11 should have no access to FTP on server 2. This is subnet 11. So FTP was permitted before. Now I'm going to try it again. 192.168.3.2. And it's timed out. So that's working correctly. No access to the FTP server. What I'll do is verify that subnet 11 can access the web server on server 1. And there's no problem there. That's subnet 11, VLAN 11. And finally, there's subnet 12 that can access server 1 or server 2. Just going to send a ping. This is to server 1, 192.168.3.1, destination host unreachable, so no access. And 192.168.3.2, same thing, no access at all. And this is attempting a browser session to server 1, and this is going to time out. And I have to try 3.2 as well. And it'll stay request timeout. If it worked, it would go to a web page. So it's not, so it's still request timeout. So neither is working. So that's correct for subnet 12. The other command you could use is show IP interface. FA10. This is where the ACL is applied on this interface on R1. And here it'll list outgoing or outbound access list is 100. That's another command to verify where the ACL is applied and that it's operational. And that concludes the video.